Thank you for taking the time to view this video. I am an orange and grew up in the Riverland area of South Australia with lots of siblings tended in green lush orchards by great growers until recently. I thought I knew what my future was. I was looking forward to graduating and giving up my sweet-tasting juice to thirsty customers and being guided along with my future by experienced employees at the National Foods Factory in Berri. Unfortunately, this goal has been scuttled by the National Foods Management decision to close the Berri Fruit Plant University at Mackay Road, Berri. The following is a brief history of the end times of the National Foods Mackay Road facility. For additional information, visit one of our many websites, some of which have been listed at the end of this video. See other videos in this series at our YouTube channel using the search words National Foods Australia. Please link this publication or then copy and send to others. Until next time, hope you enjoy. My name is Fresh Juicy Fruit. During World War II, the Berri Juice Factory supplied Australian soldiers fighting in New Guinea and the Pacific Islands and with our American allies to prevent the invasion of Australia by the Japanese with fruit juices from crops grown here in the Riverland region of South Australia. After the war, many of these same soldiers returned to become known as soldier settlers and supplied fruit to this factory and helped make the Berri name a household name. One wonders what those former soldiers who died and were wounded and made prisoners of war would think now. Those former Australian soldiers faced hardships all their life to make their dreams come true. The dream in their eyes has turned into a nightmare in the eyes of the relatives of those brave men who still live in the Riverland region of South Australia today in towns like Berri, Loxton and Marknambra. One could be forgiven for thinking their actions performed last century were for naught and that the former enemy has finally won and has now succeeded. National Foods, then under Australian ownership, originally purchased the Berri brand and so as a result the Berri factory site. Recently National Foods was purchased by the large Japanese food and beverage group named Kirin Foods. The Kirin Group has decided to quit this factory after months of misleading information to its former employees about their intentions, thus making 200 people suddenly unemployed in a region with high unemployment and lack of future job prospects. Times will be tough for those former employees. Were tried out and solutions were found sometimes in difficult situations by those employees working on the floor, and then exported to other locations across Australia, sometimes back to where they had failed before. National Foods, now under the domination of Japanese overlords, has decided they can now do without the Berri site. This video shows the road approach to Berri Fruit Juice's Mackay Road, Berri, South Australia. From the west travelling eastward, the site is surrounded by natural scrub and some fruit properties and is serviced by sealed roads. You see here the semi-trailer loading and unloading area. This area has more than enough room to allow this section to carried out with safety. And then behind it the employee and staff car parking area. This here you see more of the car parking section. Coming up on the right, the main administration building and backup computer front of you can see the area where the maintenance guys performed what seemed miracles to keep the plant running and running in excess of expected production. The final view from the Berri Mackay Road plant. This section had an additional building in front of it and served its function for many years. This area was built with shovels, wheelbarrows and hard manual labor and took 2 years to complete. If it was in the city it would have been considered for a preservation order, but being in the country it does not get the attention it should deserve. It looks doomed to rust and decay slowly into the future. After seeing this video you have one important decision to make. Can you now do without National Foods and its products? Especially if you live in South Australia. This orange encourages you to buy only Australian-sourced food and Australian-owned and manufactured products. There may come a time when your own job or child's future is on the line, like those in the Riverland and others in the gunsight of the multinational Lionco National Foods Group. Just a reminder that all Berri Fruit Juices and the other National Foods brands come with a money-back guarantee that no raw source product now comes from the state of South Australia. You can be sure that National Foods now source their raw products from overseas sources not subject to the strict Australian food handling laws, and only minimum stocks are sourced from struggling Australian suppliers and paid at rates below the cost of their production. This results in increased profits for their Japanese overlords and shareholders who are now resident, again of value to the people of the Riverland, South Australia, and perhaps the world. Only time will tell. The future beckons. Anyone with any suggestion, contact the Berri Farmer Council or contact the South Australia government with your suggestion. The people of the Riverland would welcome your involvement. Bye for now.